Okay, welcome back. In today's video, we will discuss about quicksort. Quicksort is a sorting algorithm. Now, quicksort works on a partition algorithm basically. So we'll discuss the partition algorithm first, and then I will come back how this particular quicksort actually works. Now, before starting the partition algorithm, I will just discuss something about the quicksort. Quicksort is a sorting algorithm that can sort a given array. Now the idea is how it works, like it picks a pivot element, and once the partition algorithm finish, the, the pivot is at a correct place, means the target would be, we will try to place the pivot at its correct place. So how we can decide a pivot is at the correct place or not? All the number that is smaller than pivot should be on the left side, and all the number that is greater than the pivot should be on the right hand side. It entirely depends how you implement the partition algorithm. So the equal conditions would be also taken care, either left or right, as per the partition algorithm only. So if you just whatever the pivot element you have, so all the number that is smaller than pivot should be on the left side, strictly on the left side, and all the number that is greater than the pivot should be on the right side. Now as per the implementation idea, the equal to will be on the left side of the pivot or should be on the right side of the pivot. So this is the basic idea how the partition algorithm actually works. So we'll take an array first and we'll try to execute this partition algorithm, okay? And after that, we'll try to learn what is the cost of the partition algorithm, what is the time complexity, and accordingly we'll see the quicksort algorithm. So let me take this input. Or we can do one thing more. Now, so we'll try, given this array, I have this array available, and we will try to execute the partition algorithm on that. It says what? It has three parameters: a, that is the array, the p is the lower bound, and r is the upper bound. So it says whatever you have in AR, you have copy it to the x. So this x would be now what? 4. Our x will be 4. Now that becomes my pivot. So that is called as a pivot picking step. Now the pivot could be chosen in multiple ways, like it could be chosen from the last as a lower upper bound, it could be chosen from the first, that is a lower bound, or it could be chosen from the random also. So we have multiple techniques to choose the pivot. In our case, we are choosing the pivot at the last. Now it says what? I is equal to p minus 1. So I will be pointing to the index before the first, so that is I, it is pointing here, and j is equal to p to r minus 1. J will start from here, p to up to here, r minus 1, up to here it will execute. Now it is simple condition, it checks that if a of j, whatever the current value, if is smaller than x, I'm repeating again, if a of j, see what is a of j current? 2, is 2 is smaller than 4? Yes. In that case, I will go one step ahead, I will be here, and 2 will be swapped by 2 itself, just because I have to swap ai in aj, okay? And then the j will move one step ahead, again it will compare, again is 8 smaller than 4? No. So again the j will go one step ahead. See this, one thing is very clear, this two statement will only execute when this is true. You should take this point into consideration. Okay. So now aj would be here at 7. Is 7 is smaller than 4? No, because a of j is 7 currently. 7 is not less than 4. In that case, j would again go a step here, up here. Now currently I is here. We have again checked 8 is not smaller, 7 is not smaller. I got to 1. Is 1 is smaller than 4? Yes. So it will go. I will go one step ahead, and 1 will be copied here, and 8 will be copied here. You can see here, the 1 has been copied here, 8 has been copied here, and j will go a step ahead. Is 3 smaller than 4? Yes, answer is yes. Then in that case, what will happen? I will go one step ahead here up to here, and then it will swap this value 3 here and 7 will be here. You can see that whatever I'm doing, it is just doing in the second step. So this is the condition. Now 5 is smaller than 4? No. Is 6 smaller than 4? No. This means this loop is not going to execute further. So once the j has reached here, you will terminate. Now currently I is pointing to here. Now at the last step says exchange ai plus 1 with ar. What is ai plus 1? 8 with 4. So 4 will go here and 8 will go here. It is a simple idea actually, and then it could be done. Now see, you can see here I choose 4 as a pivot. All number that is smaller than the pivot is in the left side, and all the number that is greater than the pivot is on the right side. So this, can I say in this way, the pivot is at the correct place? Yes or no? Okay. In this case, this way the partition algorithm actually works. Okay. Now, so we'll consider this part of the array as a new portion of a new array, and this portion of the array is a new array, and then again I will apply the partition algorithm. We keep on applying the partition until I got every element at the correct place. Now the complexity of the partition algorithm is order of n, that you have to take care. The complexity of the partition algorithm is order of n because there is only one loop that is running from p to r minus 1, that is 0 to n minus 2. If it is p is starting from 1, that is 1 to n minus 1. That is the case. If it is starting from 0, it should be n minus 2. So the complexity would be order of n. How this works, how this particular thing works, quick short. It says APR, that is A is the array name, P is the starting index, and R is the last index. If P is less than R, this means we have some elements in the array. Apply the partition algorithm. So what happens? Given this array, we have P here, we have R here. I got a Q. Suppose I got a Q here, this position. So whatever the remaining array would be P to Q minus 1, because see the Q, whatever the element at the Q is at the correct place, the pivot is at the correct place, and then Q plus 1 to R. So that is the second half. Again apply, see it is a recursive algorithm, you have to apply again on this quick short. Again you will get a new here, again a particular pivot will get at correct place, again you will get half, and this way you can solve this particular problem. Now we'll consider the time complexity now. The time complexity in the worst case would be order of n square, average case would be order of n log n, and the best case would be order of n log n. I will try to consider how the worst case and the best case will come. Suppose it is not your day, the worst case would be like, see whenever you divide, suppose the array is shorted itself, the array is already shorted, and you choose the last number as a pivot. So what will happen? The n minus 1 element will go here, and that the pivot will go in their position. See in this case this will happen. Suppose the array is already shorted in increasing order, this will happen. Now again it will divide n minus 2, and then this at the last element will be 1, that is a pivot. Pivot will be at the correct place by default. Entire algorithm will run and will place, because the pivot will not get change any place, because the pivot is already at the correct place, because the array is already shorted in increasing order. Now this will continue n minus, I will do it one more time, n minus 3 1. This would be the case. Okay. Now in this case you can see here, you can actually build up a tree of order like this would go up to 1. You can see here, if you try to find the number of levels in this tree, it would be almost n levels. It is like n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 up to 1. So number of levels are n. And levels you have. So each level, what is the, see at each level you are applying the partition algorithm. So what will happen? N, that is the number of levels, into n, that is the cost of partition algorithm. That is n is the number of level, that is the level, and this is the partition algorithm. So in this case, the complexity will be order of n square. So this thing should be clear. It should be order of n square. Now, there are only three cases exist. I am saying again, there are only three cases exist when the quick shot behave as a worst case. What are these? Those cases are if the array is already shorted in increasing order, if the array is already shorted in decreasing order, and the third is the all the numbers are same. That is, the first case would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the first case. The second case would be 5, 4. See, if the array is already shorted in increasing or decreasing order, this is the second case. Or the third case is if all the numbers are same, like 10. In all the three cases, the quick shot behave as a worst case. For the rest of them, it behave as a best case. That is average case at least. That is the order of n log n. So these are the array content. So these are the three options where the quick shot can behave as a worst case. So I will try for the best case also one time, or average case, whatever it could be. It would happen like n. It will divide into n by 2. One pivot element will get at the correct place, and n by 2 minus 1. Okay. Again, this will divided as n by 4. The correct element as a pivot, and n by 4 minus 1. Okay. So again, eventually it will keep on dividing half, half, half. Again, it is almost equal half, just because of one element as a pivot. You cannot say exact, but it is almost equal half. It will reduce up to 1. In this case, this is the pivot element I am saying. In this case, what will happen is, how many level it has? We are already aware it is log n level. Number of levels would be log n. So the overall complexity would be n. That is the cost of the partition at each level. Like partition algorithm would be applied at every level, and log n would be the number of levels we have to solve. The complexity would be order of n log n base 2. So that would be the case. So that is all about the time complexity of the quick shot. Worst case order of n square, average case order of n log n, and the best case would be order of n log n. So thank you for the time.